Hi, Jacqueline and Daniel. Okay, hold on. Let me add everybody in
You don't
here.
have me on video.
So you know how we're always talking about Revenos and different systems and tools and trainings and lead sources that EXP is always providing for the agents. I wanted to provide a stat that Leah Pareja, who's our hold on, I'm gonna mute them. He's our CSO, Chief Strategy Officer. We were talking about this the other day, and he shared this stat. Revenues is a new program with us, right? So Revenues is all the lead options from relocation, from bundle select, from what you're going to hear about EXP exclusives today. It's a new program. So check this out. In 2023, we assigned 22,885 leads within EXP, okay, which resulted directly in closed volumes totaling 1 billion with a B, 1,116,462,000. Y'all, that is huge. That's just leads being provided within our company. So what we recognized is we've got so many opportunities with the company that they're bringing in leads and things like that, but we don't necessarily know everything about the different programs. So one of the things we want to start doing in Huddle is bringing in those different conversations and those different people so you guys can really understand what resources and tools we have at our fingertips. So today, we're going to get started because I want to give enough time for us all to ask questions and interact. But we have Jesse and Nolan. In fact, Jesse, real quick, let me make sure you have screen capability. How many of y'all, show of hands, you don't have to unmute, but how many of y'all have heard of Zenlist or EXP exclusives? Yeah, okay. How many of y'all are well versed in it and you know everything you need to know about it? Jesse, you better, since you run the program. So we have Jesse Gilbert and then Nolan Walker in today as our guest. I'm going to have them open up their mics. They're going to share their screen. They're going to give us an overview of what this is. Super exciting and super cool. And it's a competitive advantage that we have in the marketplace. So we're going to have Jesse and Nolan explain what EXP exclusives is, walk you through how to all sign up for this free resource, and just open it up for questions and interaction from there. Sound good? Cool. So Jesse, thank you for being here again. I know we got to see each other yesterday, and Nolan as well. You guys have, I don't know why I'm saying you guys. I never say you guys, it's y'all. You have sharing capabilities. And so if you want to just introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit and take it from here, the floor is yours. Thanks, y'all, for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having us. I'm Jessie. I'm the market manager for EXP. So I'm doing a lot of trainings like this, meeting with a lot of teams. And then Nolan here is our head of sales for Zenlist. So he's here for just a little bit of backup if you guys have
Zenlist, just so you know,
questions along the way. So I'm going to share my screen. I've got some slides and we'll spend a lot of time in a live demo walking you through Zenlist and how to get started, how to use it, all of those ins and outs. Okay, perfect. So I've got a little agenda. Like I said, we're going to spend most of our time in a live demo. I probably only need about 30 minutes or so, depending on how many questions we have, but I'll hang out as long as you need me. The EXP Exclusives is an initiative being powered by Zenlist, which was kicked off. It was kind of announced at EXPCon back in October, and it's going to grant all of the EXP agents and their clients access to both on and off market listings from EXP agents. So this is going to give you a tool that you can now utilize being a part of the largest brokerage to your advantage for both your buyers and your sellers. The EXP exclusives, or the office exclusives, which is what I'll refer to them from now on just for the sake of consistency, is essentially the digitized version of what happens in sales meetings, where we kind of go around and we talk about different listings that are coming to the market soon. I've seen Slack channels and Google Drive documents. I've seen a lot of these shared in Workplace as well. And they're just the coming soon, the pre-market, pocket, private, off-market, off MLS. There's a lot of different things that you can call them, but they're all essentially the same. They're listings that aren't on the MLS that you have been marketing to your internal network. And this is just going to digitize that. It's going to put it in a nice platform so that it can be easily shared and marketed within your network. So I've got a great little PowerPoint, or a great little image here. So essentially you'll have two different listing buckets that you'll be able to access through Zenlist. You'll have all of the MLS listings that are currently on the market from any EXP agent in the US and Canada. And then you'll have a listing bucket of these office exclusives, which aren't on the MLS. So these are entered directly into Zenlist. They are off market, off MLS listings across the US and Canada that can be shared within your network, within your clients. They can be potentially sold off market as well, which is a big part of business in certain markets. And I've heard a lot of really different good feedback as to why you might choose to list as an office exclusive. And I've got some examples here. So it's a great resource to, like I've been saying, pre-market your listings, but it's also a great solution for any privacy concerns. If you have a high profile client that maybe doesn't want their property syndicating to public search sites or wants to limit their showings, you can use the office exclusives to do that. It's also a great option for you and your clients to test the market with different price points without accumulating days on market, or to build hype before you go on to the MLS. If you're going to wait until the spring market or the summer, you can still share that listing within EXP without accumulating any of that market time. And it's also a really nice option for distressed listings, for new constructions. It's not going to be a perfect option for everyone, but it's a really great resource, like we said, that will allow you to market yourself and have an advantage to your clients and your teams as well. So if you haven't signed up for Zenlist already, you'll just go to zenlist.com or download our mobile app. It's available in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. And the easiest option to get started to sign up is to choose that bottom option to continue with EXP. That's going to have you sign in with your Okta login or your EXP Realty email address. And in our back system, it's going to connect everything for us. So we know exactly who you are. It'll create your account. It's a one-step sign up process. And I'll share some more about this towards the end, so don't panic. You don't have to go and do this right now, but I did want to mention how to get started. And I'll go ahead and get started in my demo. I'll show you how to search for these listings, how to enter an office exclusive, and how to share them with your clients as well. So when you first go to your Zenlist account, everything's cross-compatible to your mobile app. So I'm going to be showing you what it looks like on my desktop. But everything is available on the mobile app as well. The screen's a little smaller, but everything is there for you so that you can do all of the work you need to do either from your computer if you're in the office, or from the phone, from the app on your phone if you're on the go. This is going to be where you're brought. This is your home base or your landing page. This is going to be where you come to manage everything you need. And you'll have this main navigation towards the left side of your screen. I'm going to take you into the search tab before we dive into anything too deep, because I want to show you what these exclusives look like. And when you first open this search tab, it's going to probably center your map over somewhere a little bit random, but you can set a default map location. There'll be a prompt over here in the top, I think it's the top left corner, to set a default map location over the area that you search in most frequently. That way, every time you open the search tab, it opens over there instead of a random place that maybe isn't relevant to where you do business. So all of these little black dots are office exclusive listings that have been entered into Zenlist. There's about 300 or so. Last time I checked yesterday morning, there's about just over 300 of these office exclusives that have been entered. And this is a really new initiative as well. So that's just about 2 months worth of this. We've got just over 6,000 agents, EXP agents on Zenlist right now. So it's growing. We're growing at a very rapid rate. And these office exclusives, this count of listings is only going to continue to grow. You can preview all of these different properties using the different view options in the top right corner. So if I toggle over to this list view, it's going to show me all of those properties where I can scroll through the different photos, and I can click into the listing details as well to view all of those specific details that I may need access to. And so what I can see here are, again, all of the photos that have been entered. This is a beautiful house. And then on the right-hand side, I've got all of the different listing information that has been shared with us by the listing agent. And then I've got a couple different options of what I can do with this listing. So I can send this to a client that's working with me in Zenlist. I can click to send. It's going to send a chat message inside of the Zenlist app to my client. So I can say, oh, did you see this one? Check it out. And they can respond to that chat thread with me and let me know what they think if they're collaborating with me on Zenlist. Now, if you don't have any collaborating clients with you on Zenlist yet, you can also share this listing through a public branded page, which will allow you to share this link with your clients and any of the communication channels that you have. So if you have a text thread going with them, if you have a Facebook message thread or a WhatsApp thread going with them, you can send it in an email, anything like that. It can be shared outside of Zenlist so that all of your clients don't have to be working with you in Zenlist with an account. You can share it with anyone that you may need to send it to. So if I open this link in a new tab, you'll get this really beautifully branded page that your clients will see when they open that link from your text message, let's say. And so they can see all of the listing information here. They can see the property description, all of the key details and the photos. They can scroll through all of those to see what they think. And then they can respond directly in that communication thread to let you know what they think. And then from there, you can contact the listing agent if you need to, or whatever the next steps may look like. Your clients can also request access to Zenlist if they'd like to search alongside you, if they want to have that account so that they can access the office exclusives on their own. They can click to access properties and sign up. One of the really nice things about Zenlist is that it's a private platform. So the public can't just create an account and start searching like they can on other third-party search sites. So this is entirely private. This is only accessible to eXp agents and the clients that are approved by them. So you can send an invitation to your clients if you want them to be able to search all of the exclusives, or you can approve them if they request access to them. And then you can see all of the things that they're doing along the way. You'll receive behavioral alerts as they're interacting with different properties as well. And you've got that direct communication. There's a ton of client collaboration built into Zenlist. It's actually kind of how we started in our bread and butter that we won't really dive too far into. So if that's something that you're interested in, we can come back and schedule a call or send you some resources or schedule some one-on-one training. But that client collaboration is a great piece as well to ensure that you're following along your client's journey and you're giving them access to everything that they may need and the best technology that's available to them. Now, one of the other things that I want to show you in this search tab is inside of your filters in the top left, you'll have all of the different filters and fields you can search by. So just like you're used to doing in your local MLS, you can hone in on all of the different criteria that you may be looking for this client and search the office exclusives just like you would your local MLS. This is eXp's kind of internal MLS, if you will. So I've got all of those different fields I can search by. And then you also have access to that second listing bucket up here at the top. So you're going to be defaulted to viewing all of the office exclusives when you first start, but you'll also have the access to the eXp MLS listings, which are all of the live and active MLS listings from eXp agents across the US and Canada. So if you need to use that for referrals or you need to use that to see what's going on in a different market, you can cross all of those boundary lines that you may be confined to with your local MLS and see everything from eXp in either the exclusives bucket or in the MLS bucket. Okay, perfect. So that's how to search them. That's how to share them very quickly and easily. It's a very broad overview of it. But I want to show you how to enter an office exclusive if you have one. So in that main navigation towards the left, you'll want to open this My Listings tab. And this is going to open and populate all of your active MLS listings. So anything you currently have on the market should populate here in this view. There's no need to re-enter that. That'll create a duplicate for you. So if you have anything that's currently on the market, we should be getting that from eXp. But if you have an office exclusive or an off-market listing that you want to share in Zenlist, you'll just click to add a new listing in the top right corner. And it's going to walk you through all of the prompts. So it'll ask you what kind of listing that you're wanting to create. We're creating an office exclusive today. It's going to ask me what property type this is. I'll say it's a residential for sale, and I'll say that this one's a single family home. Then I'm going to enter the address. So I'm just going to make something up and see what populates. Sure, Southeast 144th sounds good to me. So we'll click that as my address, and I'll just verify that the map pin is populating in the right location and click next. If I have a unit number, I can add that here and click save. And what this did is it created a draft listing for me. So as I'm making changes here on out, it's going to automatically save all of the updates that I do. And I can work on this periodically as I'm gathering more information, and it'll save all of my progress until I'm ready to publish, or I can publish it now and always come back and edit the history as well, or the details as well, as I'm gaining more insight, whichever one you're more comfortable with. There are all of those fields. For every filter we saw earlier, there's a corresponding field that you can enter to include listing details for that office exclusive. And you can search for a specific field at the top if there's one that you're specifically looking for. Majority of these are optional. There are just a handful of fields that are required to list an office exclusive in Zenlist. One of them is the status. This is the status of your listing inside of Zenlist. So if this is an off market, but you're planning on going into the MLS soon, you can choose coming soon. If it's an active off market, but you don't really plan on going into the MLS, if you don't have to, you can choose active status, and then so on and so forth. If you get an offer, you can update the status there, or pull it off of Zenlist, whatever you may need. You'll have the option to add photos. It's not mandatory. It's not required. I recommend it if you have them, at least something that you can upload, but it's not required in order to publish the listing. And then you'll have all of the bedroom information, the bathrooms, and the public remarks is another field that's required. This can be as much as a fully curated and edited property description, or as little as, coming soon. However much or however little information you have, you can enter here, and you can always go back and change it. So if I predict I'm going to have that property description tomorrow, I can always come back and edit that at a later date. And then you've got everything else. You can add as much or as little as you want. And when you're ready, you'll click to review and publish changes in the bottom right. And this is just going to verify that we have all of the information we need in order to publish that listing. I'm getting an error message here because I didn't enter an expiration date. And what this expiration date does is it will automatically pull your listing off of the exclusive network, but we'll also be able to send you a reminder about that 24 hours before that date. So in a perfect world, or in theory, this might be the date that you plan to go live onto the MLS. That way, 24 hours before, we can let you know, hey, your office exclusive is set to expire tomorrow. If you need to change that, you can push it out. If you are going onto the market sooner, you can pull it back in. If you're not planning on going onto the market at all, you can kick it out, and it can be as far in advance as you may need. But we'll always send you a reminder 24 hours before that date happens. So I'll choose March 15th for my listing, and then it's going to give me this ready to publish mark, and I can publish it in that same bottom right corner. I'm not going to do it because it's not a real listing and I don't want to confuse anybody. But when you click publish, what it'll do is it'll create a listing that'll be shared in any of the saved searches that match that criteria. And it'll be added to the search tab that we started on as well. So anyone in EXP, any of their clients that are searching on Zenlist and have a saved search for that set of criteria will automatically be notified of your listing. And we'll actually save a search for all of the EXP agents within their state. So any of the other EXP agents in your state will be notified automatically of your new office exclusive, so that they can then share that with any clients they think it might be a good fit for, whatever the next steps would be. If you need to make any changes to that listing, it'll be in your My Listings tab under this active status. I'm not a real agent, so I don't have anything impressive in there, but you'll have a line here for that address. You can click on the property, and then you'll have edit listing in the top right corner that you can use to update the status, update the listing price, whatever you may need. Perfect. Okay, so just a couple of last minute things that I want to talk about is inside of your account page, you'll have all of your different preferences, all of the different settings you can create for your account. So I recommend taking a look at all of those, add a headshot to your account if you haven't already, update your contact details as well. And then when you have questions, because it's bound to happen and questions are normal, Just above that, you'll have a support button for our amazing support team. I'm a little biased, but they are fantastic. This is where you can live chat with our team. They've got about a minute and a half response time on all of our incoming tickets. So they're really rapid. They're very helpful and enthusiastic to hear from you. And we can also help any clients that are trying to navigate Zenlist as well. If tech support's not your forte, you can delegate that to us and we'll take really good care of your clients. Perfect. Okay, I've got a couple more slides that I'll show you. And it just has some last minute steps. One thing that I want to talk about are the upgrade options, and they are exactly that. They're just options, but you'll see it throughout your account. Things like client limitations, you can have up to 3 clients working with you on Zenlist, but you can have unlimited listings in Zenlist. So I didn't want to ignore that. These are entirely optional, but all of the exclusives are covered at no cost to you by EXP. There's no credit card required to sign up, and all of these are just optional. So if it's something you're interested in exploring, we can definitely have that chat, but the exclusives is no obligation. You can sign up absolutely for free. EXP is covering that cost for you. And then my next steps, your little homework would be to sign up for Zenlist if you haven't already. You can do that from the mobile app if you've downloaded it, or from just zenlist.com. If you start on your computer, I highly recommend the mobile app because it'll send you push notifications. You can edit your listings on the go, collaborate with your clients on the go. Everything we can do, you can do from your phone as well. And then if you have any off-market or pre-market listings you want to enter, you can go ahead and do that now. You just follow all of those same prompts, and you can, like I said, always go back and change that information. So as much as you have or as little as you have, you can always edit it along the way. And then I've got a QR code. We've got a workplace group. I'm on Workplace. Nolan's on Workplace as well. So you can use this as a resource. If you need help along the way, you can chat with us. You can post in that group. And it's a really great place to get updates about new features, additional training opportunities, and things like that. So connect with us on Workplace so that we can be further integrated into y'all's day-to-day. And that's my TED Talk. What questions do you guys have?
I have a question. Just confirming. So if we have a listing, it automatically goes on Zenlist, you're saying, correct?
If you have an MLS listing, yes.
Yeah, MLS listing. Okay, and then, but for if we just have the basic, we only can send 3 properties per client. Is that what that's?
No. So your clients would be like a client account. So if I invite Nolan, let's say Nolan's my client, I invite him to join me on Zenlist. He creates an account and he's searching and collaborating with me on Zenlist. That would be one client. But if I can have as many listings in the Office exclusive network as I may need, and I can share those listings with as many people as I need to within my network. So the 3 client limitation is just humans that are working with you on Zenlist accounts that they've created.
Gotcha. And then once you've helped them find an account, that spot opens back up?
Yeah, you can delete them and then that spot opens back up. Absolutely. Good questions.
Here's the cool thing about this. I don't know about your markets, but in Austin, a lot of things trade off market, right? We have a lot of things going off market, and we've got Austin Luxury Network. We've got Top Agent Network. There's requirements and qualifications to be a part of those things. And like, for example, Austin Luxury Network, they keep changing the price points. And so we want to still be able to share those properties, but you can't because it doesn't fit the criteria. What's cool about EXP exclusives is because of the NAR restrictions, right? The clear cooperation, EXP is the largest brokerage. We're not franchised, it's the largest brokerage. And so we're able to really share a lot of properties that are not even just in our market, right? With Austin Luxury Network and Top Agent Network, we're only limited to what's in our market. This opens up us nationally. So I work with a lot of clients that are moving to other places, right? And we're wanting to refer them, but how cool is it to say, oh, you're going to Seattle, by the way, I see a bunch of off-market ones. Let me connect you with these great agents that have properties that are coming soon. It just gives us another resource and exclusive just to us, and nobody else is going to have access to that data before we do. And a lot of people will post their coming soons in Workplace, but a lot of people don't see all that either, right? So the EXP exclusives is just another way to add value. So when I'm going to talk to my sellers, I'm going to let them know, not only am I going to have you, these are all my marketing plans, but I also have access internationally or nationally to off market with all of our agents. We have 90,000 globally. And so it's just another conversation where you can put your client's data and their listing to provide value that other agents can't necessarily do. So it's relatively, again, like Jesse said, it's just rolled out recently. And it's all about adoption and education. A lot of us didn't even really understand what it was because there's so many cool resources we have. And that's why I said, y'all need to come in, talk to everybody. We all need to get on this platform. It doesn't cost us anything. It's just another tool in our tool belt. But the more we engage and the more we get involved, the more data and more powerful it's going to be for us around the globe. So I'm excited about this. I've got a bunch of our properties ready to go. And Julia, to your point too, once they're on MLS, they might have a little bit more access, but it still gives you a reason to reach out, a reason to add value to your clients that they won't necessarily be in Austin and have MLS data in Seattle or what have you. So, I mean, I'm excited about it. What do you guys think? What's your feedback or questions?
I have a question. Go ahead first.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
And I may have missed this, I apologize, but is there a place that we can filter through if I have a buyer looking for something, where we can put it out there that we're looking for, a home in this neighborhood in this price point, where agents, they may have a match and be able to search that and filter through it because it's such a worldwide platform?
Like broadcasting the request out, you mean?
Yeah, or like a chat
message
page,
board?
exactly, that's allowed to be, that can be filtered for certain cities or markets, or where you can you can request notifications all the time or none in certain cities or MSAs.
Like filters?
Yeah, for example, if I have a buyer looking for $1 million home in Central Austin, can I go ahead and request on there and notify the agents that I have a buyer looking, and they may have one they're putting on in the next week, or be aware of one? Is there a buyer side of this, where we're requesting to look for something that may not be available yet, or is there just a scroll page for just seeing what listings are posted on there?
It's a little bit yes and a little bit no. So there's no way to broadcast that request inside of Zenlist. There's no way to say like, I'm looking for specifically this. But what you'll want to do is save a search for that criteria. And you've got all of the filters. You can include the city. You can go, detailed as like a school zone if that's what your clients need. And then all of the additional filters. So things like pets and pools and parking and things like that. You can save a search for either yourself or that client. And then whenever there's a new listing that's entered that matches all of your criteria, it'll be sent to you and your client so that they can review that listing. So it's a little yes, it's a little no. It kind of depends on what that process would look like. But I have seen in Workplace, those kind of broadcasts. I have a client in this area looking for this kind of property, and then kind of duplicating that work inside of Zenlist to see if a search will ensure you're notified right away when there is an exclusive listing that you can share with them.
Actually, it's quite cool because, it gives us, expands our toolbox, and it expands our ability to find properties for our clients, an inventory that's not on the market that they won't see on the MLS if you use the coming soon. I think that it really is revolutionary for us to have this kind of ability. I mean, right now we're here going through the app and looking for stuff for clients, and things are popping up that we wouldn't find on the MLS.
Well, John, not only that, but a lot of the markets like Austin, we don't have a coming soon feature. Like they removed that, right? Yeah. So we don't even have that ability within our MLS, and it keeps people off Zillow as well, which they don't have the coming soon either. So it's just another, it's another advantage, right? So I'm excited about it. And we have a couple questions in here. Jeff asked, is the broadcast feature, is that something that is coming within the program within EXP exclusives, or it's not on the radar at this point?
You know, it's the first kind of request I've heard about that, but it's a good idea. So I'll share that with our product team. We're really receptive to all of this feedback and eliminating all of those hurdles. So I'll share it with them, and any other suggestions or feedback that y'all have, please do share it. We love hearing it, and we'd love to have conversations about how that would work and different things. Like most of what you see was built based on feedback from agents and their clients. So it's a great idea, and I'll definitely kind of trickle it up the line for sure.
Yeah, I
Another
can tell you-
question
I
that
have a
was,
question.
oh, go ahead, Brian.
I was just gonna say the reason I thought of that is because in Austin we have the Austin Love Street Network, and if you look on the message board, there's a lot of messages on there, so we get alerts when somebody posts something. Hey, my buyer looking for this or that, and it's not catered to every agent; it's catered to those paying agents that are part of this private network. But it is very effective, and it is a tool for us to present to our clients that we have access and reach to these people that do have private listings coming up in off market. So that's why it would be effective, I think helpful at some point. So, but it just has to be filtered and hyper localized because I don't want to see everything from Seattle.
Yeah.
Or reach out to those people. So yeah.
What about
I
analytics?
have a question,
Let's
sorry.
see. Hold on, Lizette, just a second.
Okay.
How about analytics? Because like when we send out a coming soon or off market property, like yesterday I sent one out for one of mine and I got a response
Mhm.
back. This was open this many times. You had a 65% open rate, and what have you, or like our luxury division, we get weekly traffic reports. Is there anything like that built in with the exclusives?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. You'll have some stats to see how many times it's been viewed, how many times it's been saved, if any of the clients have requested tours on that property as well, and some basic reporting and stats that you can see within that My Listings tab. I don't have anything like really impressive I can show you because I don't have any actual listings, but once you publish it in there, you'll start to see some, pretty graphs and things like that, and you can generate things like seller reports as well. So yeah, those analytics are built into that My Listings tab.
Very cool. Very cool. Lizette, you had a question.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. So I'm looking at the app on my phone, and I don't see a way to put listings on the app, like put everything on using the app. So do you have that, or you just have to put the listing using your computer?
You can enter it on the app on your phone. I've had the hardest time this week sharing my screen to a Zoom room. So I didn't want to try and make everyone wait. But in your account there, or in your app, there's in the bottom right corner, there's an account tab or an
Mhm.
account button. And once you open that, across the top, it'll say switch to listings. And that's the equivalent of that My Listings tab. So that'll have all of your MLS listings. And in the top right, you can enter a new listing from the app on your phone.
That is so cool. I didn't see that before. Wow, that's great. Well,
Yeah,
I will,
good.
yeah, when you sometimes have, access to your phone, I would like you guys to explain that maybe another day or something, because, I normally use my phone for everything. It's kind of my computer on the go. And I would like to learn that for sure. Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. I can send you a message once we, leave this Zoom room, or anyone else that
Mhm.
might be interested, and share some resources with you, or we can also schedule a follow-up call kind of one-on-one if that's something that you'd like. But we can definitely send you some resources and get you acclimated to the app on your phone for sure.
That will be cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jesse, one of the things that I know that was really important and it confused a few people, and I actually am probably going to reach out to you because I think I screwed up my account and I think I locked myself out. But when you're signing up for the account, it's super important to choose the EXP exclusives tab, not your own MLS, correct?
Yes and no.
Okay,
So-
because there was something about that and I screwed myself up. So instead of screwing everybody else up, will you just tell them the process there?
Yeah, so to get access to the exclusives, which does not require a credit card, it's absolutely free. You'll want to choose either your eXp Realty email address to sign up, which will tell us exactly who you are and will automatically connect it. Or if you're prompted to choose an MLS, you'll want to choose EXP as your MLS. I know they're not, but that's kind of how their data is being processed in our backend system. So if you're prompted to choose an MLS, you may see a local MLS there, and that'll put you into our kind of traditional search and collaboration platform, which is, like I said, it's a whole nother, it's a whole nother story we can talk about. But if you're prompted, you'll choose EXP, and that'll connect you to the exclusives. Now, that said, there is a lot of markets. We're in about 20, 25 different local MLSs that you can support your local MLS search data in addition to those 2 other listing buckets. So then you could have a complete search if that's something that you were interested in. It is an upgrade, but it is something that we offer. So anyone that may have, I can definitely help you update your account, and anyone else that may experience that, just let us know, and we can help update your account and get it all corrected so that you can play around with it with the free version, and then we can explore local MLSs at a later date.
Perfect. What else, guys? I'm seeing questions come up in here. Eddie says, can you show us how to set up the email notifications so it's only our city or market? I receive a daily email notification, but it's from all over. It must be a default because I didn't set up anything beyond signing up.
Yeah, I can show you that. Let's see. Let me pull up my account one more time.
It's pretty cool, right, y'all? I don't geek out on stuff like this, but more resources for our clients and competitive advantage always makes me happy.
This will also help us sell more listings of other EXP agents.
Exactly. And that keeps it within the EXP family. We're all owners, so we all win, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Eddie, what you'll want to do is one of 2 things. So the notification you're currently getting is probably related to a saved search in your personal feed here. When you open your Zenlist account, your name will be at the top. And if you open this little ... menu, you can edit the searches that are here. There's like 100 in here that I've created in all of these different demos, but there's probably one in here for your entire state. And you can edit this search to then hone it in on specifically the city that you need. You can, across the top, remove the boundary that's currently on there and then add, for instance, maybe it's Austin. And we'll Austin, Chicago, maybe we'll choose that guy. And then it'll give you a new boundary on your map, and you can save the edits to update the existing search you have, which will stop all of those irrelevant notifications from coming through. And then what you'll be notified about is what you care about moving forward. Or you can just go into the search tab and start a new search. So I zoom out a little bit. And I go over Texas and I go into Austin again. There it is. I can click, it'll add the city limits that I'm in. I can have as many of those locations as I need. So you can edit the search, whatever you may need to have included or excluded, and then save the search to yourself or to a client. I'd probably recommend editing the search that's currently sending you notifications or deleting that one out if you're going to save a new search. And if you have any trouble with that or you have any questions, just send us either our support team a message, or you can chat with me on Workplace and I can help you get that all set up. But that's probably what's happening. You have a statewide search set up that was created for you automatically when you created your account. And if you edit that criteria, it'll update the notifications you're getting.
Awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah.
Let me see if there's any other clue. Would you suggest adding in all of our listings? Christy says, I mean, our MLS listings are going to pull in, right? It's just the
Yes.
off-market ones that we're adding. I would say yes. I mean, that's what I'm doing. We're going to add all of our listings in there, but I'd love your answer on that, Jesse.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, add them all in there. You can control if they're shared and you can see all of the statistics on them. All it's going to do is just increase the exposure and give you that link that can be easily shared and that the link that can be shared by others. So it's not going to do any harm to enter them into Zenlist. Like I said, it's a private platform, so it's not accessible to the public. It's not going to go on any other, it's not going to syndicate anywhere else. So yeah, any of your any of your exclusives or your pre-market or off-market listings, I would pop into Zenlist and it'll just increase the exposure on them. But your MLS listing should already be in there. So I wouldn't duplicate those. Then you'll have 2 different listings to manage.
Makes sense.
Jill also
Um,
asked, ooh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I have a
I was
quick
gonna say-
question.
Go ahead.
I always do coming soon. I'm in Dallas and I'm able to do coming soons for 14 days. So I always utilize that, but sometimes I'm ready a day or two before coming soon. So could I enter it the day or two before? Then I also have the coming soon. And then when it hits MLS, we'll do like the expiration and send list. Is that kind of how you would anticipate we operate on that?
Yes. Yes. So the coming soon status in your MLS, does that stay within the MLS or does that syndicate anywhere else? Do you
No,
know?
it doesn't go anywhere else.
Yeah, so you're exactly right. You could enter as an office exclusive to share within EXP across the country. So
Okay.
outside of your MLS boundaries or restrictions, and then keep the coming soon in your local MLS. And then when you're ready to go public, expire both of those out or remove them both so that the MLS listing is, yeah, you're exactly right. Mhm.
Great.
Yeah, Chrissy, we're not bound by the clear cooperation rules because we're within EXP,
Right.
right? And so, for example, if I know I have a listing that's about to launch and I get my listing agreement signed today, but it's not going to be ready for, weeks or months, I'll take a picture of the outside and I'll put all that information in there. Because, if somebody's looking, their timing might align with mine before it's ready for the market. So I would put it in there as soon as you have it. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, we have so many people move into Dallas from California, New York, wherever. And I think this is a huge advantage for us.
Yeah.
Huge. Like I'm just thinking about the Wool's house right now. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we have a question, Jesse. So we're looking at for one of our listings that's in the MLS here, and we're not seeing it. So tell us a little bit about that connection.
I'd have to take a closer look at like specifically that address and the data feed with our engineers because I am by far not an expert in all of that integration. I am not computer savvy in that sense. But if you want to, in the chat, if you want to drop your name and your email, I can follow up with you separately and we can launch an investigation and see kind of what's happening. Or you can send that to me in Workplace, whatever's simpler for you. But we can definitely take a look and see what may be happening with that.
Okay.
And your MLS is feeding into it because it's not open. It's not with all MLSs yet, but you're saying it's in Atlanta.
It
So-
gave us an option for our FMLS.
Right. But it's not showing.
Yes. Is there a period of time that it may take to update? If you currently have listings, we set up the account today. Is it maybe a day or two and then they'll be there or?
It should all be pre-populated because we create, even before you create your account, we have your MLS listings from EXP from starting months ago. So there shouldn't be any kind of delay in that, but there could be a couple things at play that we've seen, and it would be hard for me to speak to it without taking a closer look at it. So we can just connect and I can let you know specifically what may be happening with that one.
Right, because right now in Metro Atlanta, it's showing 5 listings. And there's got to be a lot more than 5 listings through all
Well,
the.
are you looking at the office exclusives or are you looking at that MLS bucket?
How do we?
Let's see. Okay,
So if you're on the app on your phone, you'll open the search tab.
yeah, in the office, either office exclusives or EXP exclusive network.
Yeah, so you'll want to do the EXP exclusive network, which should populate all of the MLS listings from EXP agents in Atlanta.
Even
Okay.
if they haven't logged in or signed into Zenlist yet, their listing
Yep.
will still come in.
Yeah.
don't-
Okay.
It's right here, so if you go here, you see where it says on this.
Did y'all
list.
find it?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
but that
Cool, cool,
added,
cool.
that added, lots of listings.
EXP office. Exclusive.
Good.
Where did you see?
So EXP.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
No.
Yes.
I don't have that one. How did you get there?
Oh, you had a.
Go, Jeff.
You're on that.
Over here, like-
Well, now you're in and out.
Hello?
Can't hear-
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
No?
I feel like we're on a
Okay.
cell phone
Is there any
commercial.
way that we can again broadcast it? Can you hear me or no?
Yes.
No? Okay. Is there any way that marketing can again broadcast this company wide? Because I'm still having conversations with agents that are mentioning like they don't understand how it's possible that we can do this against the NAR clear cooperation rules. And I think we need to again remind them, because we're company wide, in-house, nationwide, 90,000 one office, we need to tell them again. Because I literally just spoke to an EXP agent a few weeks ago, and they said, oh, I can't tell you the address or any information, blah, 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 because of the clear cooperation rules. So I don't think they know about this yet.
Send them a
Or
NAR,
how it's
take the
possible.
NAR screenshot or the link from NAR where it explains what clear cooperation is and send it to them.
And I'm
It's
happy to
pretty-
speak a little bit to that too, just in terms of some marketing. Like Jesse had said, a lot of what we're already seeing in Zenlist completely spread by word of mouth from EXP agents saying, hey, this is great, you need to do this, or coaching their teams to do this as well. Starting really this week and last week, you're going to see a lot more marketing efforts from the corporate side of EXP, the solutions team, the brokerage leader teams for each state to help provide some education awareness for Zenlist. So it really, through the last bit of this past year, spread through word of mouth and trainings by Jesse and myself, but you're going to see a lot more focus and familiarity in the coming weeks here. So we'll take that feedback. We're connected with the senior leadership at EXP and let them know that there's still a little bit of confusion, and appreciate that. But you'll start to see a lot more press on Zenlist, real life and in the EXP world as well.
Thank you so much.
Cool, right? Anything else,
They're all
y'all?
great questions.
I have something real quick. I am new, so I'm really excited about this because I feel like I can use it to kind of bring in some potential new business, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to being able to use it. So thanks.
Yeah. Lots of cool tools and, like I said, resources. We just need to understand what they are, and they all come up underneath Revenos. So we'll start pulling those in, more. So again, the more educated we are, the more we can utilize these tools in our business, but then we can also communicate it out to others. So I've got this recorded in Tribe. You can always go back and watch it, but Jesse and Nolan, like they said, they're in Workplace as well. And we did this in Family Tree yesterday, I think. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah, long time no see, y'all. But there were a lot of questions immediately, and they were on top of it, Johnny on the spot. So super responsive. They're excited to be a part of it with us and utilize them as a resource for sure. And y'all, it's the first of the year and y'all are super quiet. We got to have more energy in 2024. Come on, more engagement. I love the questions, but let's step it up in the future weeks. Jesse, Nolan, anything else you guys want to add?
I feel good. Nolan, do you have anything?
No, I think we covered everything we wanted to. And if there are any questions, if there are any feedback or any new features, feel free to keep us in the loop. If there's any team leaders on the call too that are wondering how this may be able to position some of your team members too, feel free to reach out to me or Jesse and we can have more of a one-off conversation. We wanted to make sure this was sort of our meet and greet and get you set up with Zenlist. And we're always happy and excited to dive deeper into how the tool can make an impact for 2024 and beyond. But appreciate you letting us come on first thing in the morning. It was great to speak with everybody and get some good questions.
I do
absolutely.
have a question. Do you know how many users are on this out of the company, out of 90,000 at this point? Is it a very small percentage, or is it making good traction?
Good question. I don't have the updated numbers in front of me, but typically we saw, I think that first week, maybe like 10 or 15 agents, and that was from us registering them on their phone. And since we had rolled this out about 2.5, 3 months ago, we're north of 6,500 last time I looked, with more and more agents adding every day. And that's obviously just by signing up and getting set up. So there's a pretty big goal to get a lot more familiarity over the coming weeks. So we're going to see that number start to climb up, but don't have the exact number.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as more agents sign up, this thing becomes exponentially so much more valuable, So like, I think us as agents need to really encourage our EXP friends to sign up and use it so we can all get more value out of it. So.
Perfectly
Well, I
said.
think it's just the knowledge and I mean, even in the alpha and the beta groups and things like that, a lot of us, again, we didn't really know what the tool did or what the value add was. And once we start digging in, now it's all of us on this call, it's our opportunity to cascade this information out. And I'm going to encourage all of you to, between now and next week for sure, get into your program and sign up for it. Start playing with it, start utilizing it. And, you know, to Nolan's point, as you start familiarizing yourself with it and using it, then you can tell others and we'll just keep sharing this information out. But in 2.5 months, with everything else that came out, that's pretty good for just, you know, slight word of mouth and mentioning it here and there. So there is, yeah, Brian, there's huge opportunity. And it's just going to take a little bit of time, but we all can do our part and spread the word. Cool. All right, we have like 8 minutes left. Anybody want to add anything regarding this, regarding win, regarding challenge, regarding intentions before we jump off?
I'll go.
Go, Rachel.
I have my first open house this weekend and I'm terrified, but excited. So
Awesome.
fingers crossed for me all.
We are all sending you good vibes. You're gonna rock it. So that's awesome. Way to get out there. And y'all,
Thanks,
Rachel's a
Anthony.
brand new baby agent, so she's stepping up.
Rachel, I had a,
Welcome to you, Rachel.
Thanks.
Rachel, there was a new agent that did the exact same thing you did about 2 weeks ago that just came on board in Austin. And if you just look on YouTube, there's some amazing, and EXP University, there's some amazing like 1 hour videos and trainings from agents. That, I mean, I've been in this business 23 years and I got some amazing tips out of some of those I even watched to send him. So that's what I would encourage you to do. It'll give you a little more confidence and a plan.
Yeah, I've been watching doing the Go trainings stuff with the mentor mentee, and
Good.
there's a lot of stuff in there. So I've been taking a lot of notes.
Well, Lizette, who's on the call today, and Kristen Edwards might be. Lizette's out of Florida, and Kristen's out of Houston. Those two slay open houses. So reach out to them, or Lizette, reach out to Rachel, and maybe you can give her some pointers. But we've got a lot of people in our group that dominate in the open house area. So definitely use them, you know, they'll pour into you.
Yeah, absolutely. Jen is like helping me with it. So I'm excited. And I met Kristen at the that lunch in Tomball.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, report back to us next week and let us know how it goes. Okay.
Okay.
Y'all are all amazing. If anybody's near Charlotte or Asheville next week, I will be there. Reach out to me. We've got 2 events going on there. Would love to see y'all. I'll also be in Orlando. Next Friday, I don't know who's on yet. I'll let you guys know. And but between now and next Friday, y'all make it a great week. Have an amazing weekend. For those in Austin and Central Texas, drip your faucets, don't freeze. It's supposed to be pretty ugly tomorrow or next week. So we'll see how that goes. But reach out anytime. You guys are amazing. You're rock stars, and I'm blessed to be in business with you. So thank you guys for showing up this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. This was great.
Thank you, Jesse and Nolan. We appreciate y'all.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
y'all.
Have a good day.